We tried to find raised beds that were, one, easy to build, somewhat affordable, looked great, actually worked. Uh-oh. That doesn't look like a crazy easy kit. We couldn't do it. So we designed and built our own, and now we want to share them with you. In this video and resource, I'm going to talk about the tools I used. We'll break down the cost. I'm going to give you the plans for these, the principal plans. I'm going to show you how to assemble it. I'm going to talk about why I designed it like it is, like a popular question. Why is the design not flipped? Why are the ribs on the outside? I'll share with you how we're going to get them ready for planting, how we're going to plant them, how we're going to maintain them over the long haul. Let's get right into the build. I'm going to show you with one that's not assembled yet exactly how to do it. Also, these plans are in the description. It's just a simple 3-page plans. Actually pretty easy. I think most people could build this. Actually, maybe is there four? I don't know. Anyway, you're gonna need, for tools, a chalk line. You're gonna need a saw. That can be a skill saw if that's all you've got. It helps if you have a chop saw. You will need measuring tape and an angle for just marking straight lines, and a cordless screw gun. And then that leads us into the supplies, which you'll need screws. We use stainless steel. They last forever, and plus we're the crazy stainless steel people. A pound of 3-inch nails and a pound of number 10 3-inch nails, a pound of number 10 2.5-inch nails. 2.5-inch nails go through the 1-bys, and the 3-inch nails go through the 2-bys. You'll know what I'm talking about here in a second. For the wood, we use cedar for its natural rot resistance. It will last a very long time as it is. We use 2x4s. We used 5/4 by 6 by 12s. I think she had us get, yeah, by 12. And then 4x4s by 8. In this, I give you the cut list, but we're gonna skip that. You can get this in the description to get the cut list. I'm gonna show you how we actually assembled it. First, we built this frame. This is a, here, where's my measuring tape? I'll be right back. I don't need the measuring tape. My dimension, my sizes are right here in the cut list. These are 2x4s, 2x4 by 4s. One here, one there. We put these 19 inches end pieces on. We screwed them in with the 3-inch screws, and we had a square frame. It gave you a nice picture, okay? And then we put the middle piece on. It looks like that. Next, we took these are not all the way 4 feet across. They're actually 3'10" because you have to leave an inch on either side of the way, because of the way we assemble it here. In a second, I'll show you why that's necessary. But before you put these on, let's say these are not on, you would want to measure an inch off each end. Make a mark here, make a mark there, take your chalk line and pop a line. Or if you don't have a chalk line, just get you a straight edge, and that will help you draw a line all the way across, and then you know where to lay your 1-bys, okay? You lay your 1-bys up against that line that you drew, and then it's an inch from that edge, and it's an inch from that edge. You screw these in. You kind of have to screw these in a bit diagonal, because they're only sitting on half of that 2x4. So we screw those in diagonally. We put 2. Anytime we go through the 1-inch, we use 2.5. Anytime we go through a 2-by, we use a 3-inch. This is so easy, guys. And you just put them all 4 on there. And there you go. That's that one. The other one, I don't even have to talk about as much because it's pretty much the same. It's just a hair longer. The other one is pretty much the same. These are your long ends, except it's just longer. This is your 8-foot piece. Up here, down there, no cut required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 19-inch boards. We did the ends first, and then we measured on this side and on the bottom. We measured, came out 2 feet, made a mark, and we measure always from the end. So we measured 2, 4, 6, and we put a mark at 2, 4, and 6 so that these would be straight up and down. Oh, look, that one hadn't been screwed in. Well, that's what happens when you have children helping you.
We only need one more, kids. Golly.
Got it.
It's nice to have a bunch of anxious kids ready to work. But we'll get those screwed in, and then you lay this flat. You can do this one flush. These are just nice 8-foot 1-bys right here, and you can do it flush all the way to the end. You don't have to do an inch off the edge. You put them together like this. See how we cut this an inch short, and now this 1-by on this long wall can fit in there, and it fits together nicely. I mean, maybe that could have been a bit longer. Maybe we didn't need a complete inch, but we like to have room to play. And then we screwed it into this 4x4. We put boards underneath it just to hold it and just to get it level. And then we screwed screws, 3-inch screws, through the 2-by into this. This was so easy. Our family built 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in one day. Now I've showed you how to build them. Hopefully that helps you. Plans for this down in the description, absolutely, completely free. Now, what is the design purposes behind these guys? Why raised beds? We need raised beds because this is our front yard garden. It gets boggy. You know, we have the mountain runoff here. We have some runoff here, patch of water. So we need to get our gardens up off the ground. Why wooden ones? Oh, it just looks so good. Also, why so tall? Well, it's something you can sit on. Look, you can sit just like this. Do your gardening. It's multi-purpose. You know, something just somewhere pleasurable to be. Oh, let's pick some weeds. It's nice. These raised beds will fit into our overall permaculture design. This is what you call our kitchen garden. This is our zone 1 garden. This is something we visit very frequently. So this is something that will be very pleasurable to be in. It'll be something we visit every day. Will grow plants that we harvest every day. Stuff like kale, lettuces, spinach, herbs, tomatoes, stuff like that. As for cost of these, I think for the long run, this is gonna be a very good deal. We broke down the cost down in the description in these plans. We'll actually include links to all these 2x4s and stuff, so you could like order these online and then go pick them up or have them delivered, and we'll break down the cost of each one next to us so you guys can get a full idea. So how are we gonna fill these beds? This is very interesting. We were gonna use a hugelkultur style system. The bottom third is filled with logs. These have already kind of been on their way rotting out. Oh look, I do notice. Don't necessarily want to put burning ones in because one of you guys so kindly informed me that that's not going to rot as quick because the burnt actually protects it from it. So fill it up with burnt. Then we're going to put in gardening soil. Well, while we're doing the wood in the bottom is 1, it's a nice filler. 2, this wood will break down and it'll be organic nutrients for this bed over time. And 3, it supposedly puts off a little bit of warmth and makes a little bit of a microclimate here, making the soil a hair bit warmer. On top of that, we're using organic gardening soil. You want to be careful. We found our organic gardening soil local. You want to make sure it's made from organic ingredients. Like, you don't want GMO vegetable oils to be in it. You don't want non-accounted for yard waste to be in it. You don't want debris from non-organic restaurants in it. You also don't want it to go through certain processes, or it kills the earthworms or the beneficial microbes that are in the soil. Some of those popular processes include grinding, screening, or baking at really high temperatures. Especially the stuff you're going to buy at the gardening store is going to be in a bag. Those would have been baked hardcore so they would last a long time, not smell in the bag with the breaking down process, so your best chance is probably local. We got ours from frogholler.net. I'll leave a link for that in these plans so that you guys can go see kind of what we were looking for ourselves, and I guess if you're in the Western North Carolina area, that could maybe be a possibility for you. One of the most popular comments we've gotten about these as we've vlogged about these are, why are the boards on the outside? And for some reason I cut that part out of the story in the vlog when we explained that, so I'm gonna explain it now. This is designed by Rebecca's dad. He helped us with this. He's a concrete man from Florida. This is how you build a retaining wall to keep materials in. You actually put the smooth side on the inside. Now, would it look better if I would have put that side on the outside? I don't know. maybe. Beauty doesn't think so. She kind of likes this accented, you know, jagged looks. Kind of looks different than anything necessarily that we've seen. Everybody puts it on the outside. We could go around now and put siding on it, and it would be fine. But this will hold massive amounts of material for a very long period of time. To create a little bit more beauty, a little bit more fun at the ends, we did the 4x4s, and I'll give you a link in the plans, just a little higher so they stick out and it just looks a little nice. We can go to the store and get any kind of those accents and mount on top of those, or just leave them like they are. And by the way, in this video I was just answering members' questions about this. I submitted beforehand in the Facebook group, what do you want to know about these raised beds? And some people wanted to know how we're going to maintain them. So one thing is you weed them just like a regular garden. You could mulch after you've planted. You plant directly into the garden soil. For watering, we could do drip irrigation watering system, or we could do, you know, there's just a few enough that we could do a hand watering can, or we could do sprinklers, amending them over time just like we would a garden. We always put the amendments on top. We could test our soil every year, adjust with the amendments necessary, always putting them on top, just like any other garden bed. What's up? Did you do it? You did. So they can't get into the road? No. They can't. They can get into the creek, I guess.
We went across the stream.
They put up a new paddock for the cows. And now we're gonna bring them in for milking. This was actually a free sample from my Do-It-Yourself Abundance member area, my video library. If you liked it, I think you'll love my member area, because we have videos just like this, hundreds of videos on permaculture, on gardening, on chickens, pigs, and so much more. But I don't just do videos inside the member area. We also have a private online Facebook group where you just don't feel so crazy for growing your own food. You have a sense of community. You can show off what you're doing. You can get help fast, and a variety of opinions on certain issues that can really give you a new perspective on viewing maybe one of your problems. Also, there's options to where you can have direct access to me. Call me Uncle Justin. Text me. Get on a live show with me twice a month and let's talk. Like last night we had a live show and somebody asked, how do you know if an egg is fertilized? We showed them. Actually, we turned off the light. We brought in some of our eggs from the brooder chicken that Jonah's brooding. We got those eggs, shine the light on them, showed how to do it. And by the way, here's some of that footage from that.
See it? Yeah, you can see it.
And yes, we could actually see veins in 6 of the 8 eggs. So they are viable. We were looking for veins in there for viability. And Jonah's gonna have some chicks in like 14 days, 2 weeks. Anyway, where was I? I'm about to launch spring registration. In fact, by the time you're seeing this, it might be here. April 10th. I wanted to put this video out a little early so you guys could be ready, because we're only opening the gate. We're only open registration for 5 days. This is spring registration. Won't do fall. Won't do another registration probably until the fall, which is like August. So spots are limited. Registration is only open for a short period of time. So I want you guys to get in on it as my YouTube family. I want to help you guys in a deeper way. Let's go beyond the vlogs. The vlogs are inspirational and hopefully entertaining and educational, so edutainal. But we can go further inside the member area and just get straight to the point with the do-it-yourself. Follow along with what I'm doing on the farm, but then learn how to do it, like this raised bed. Info for that down in the description. I want you guys to be a part of that. Please check it out. Now, let's see what these boys are up to. Let's go give them a little bit of assistance. Hold her, Lily. Hold her. Hold her, Lily. Okay, and now somebody needs to go open the gate down there for Mama's. Give you a reward for coming.
Here we go.
You got in? Flossie's in the blueberry patch.
Oh, I'll get her.
Putting her in. Let's get this one in the stall. Let's give Flossie a snack while I look at y'all's deal. They can get in here to the cover crop, which they love. We don't think they're gonna cross the creek. He's protected our garlic over here. Excellent job. He's got them out of the blueberries here. This kid put this up by himself. We're gonna have to put an outcrop around these strawberries. A little fence around the strawberries. Thanks. He's got it so they can't cross the creek. What a guy. We let the cows have the creek every once in a while. I think there's certain minerals and whatnot in there. We don't want them in there too long. They tend to erode the creek banks if we keep them in there too long. But they're just gonna be in here a day. That'll be just fine.